Building wealth is not an act of luck or brute effort, it's a skill set, a carefully developed approach to creating value and capturing its benefits. Naval Ravikant makes it clear from the start that wealth is not the same as money or status. Wealth is owning assets that generate income for you even while you sleep. Money is simply a tool to transfer wealth and time between people, while status is a zero-sum game where people fight for a place in the social hierarchy. Naval advises ignoring status games altogether, as they are distractions from creating meaningful value. Understanding wealth begins with knowing how it is created. It's not about working harder but about working smarter, and this requires clear direction. Imagine someone working tirelessly in a restaurant, putting in 80-hour weeks for years. No matter how hard they work, they'll never achieve financial freedom because their efforts are tied directly to their time. Contrast this with someone like Steve Jobs, who created scalable value through the iPhone. Jobs didn't just work harder. He identified a need that society didn't even know it had and delivered a solution at scale. This is the essence of wealth creation, giving society what it wants but doesn't yet know how to get. Naval introduces the concept of specific knowledge, a unique combination of skills and traits that cannot be easily taught or replicated. Specific knowledge is what sets you apart, often feeling like play to you but appearing as work to others. For instance, someone with a natural ability in sales might have honed their skills informally through childhood experiences or negotiations with friends. Naval shares his personal journey of discovering his specific knowledge. As a teenager, he aspired to be an astrophysicist, but his mother predicted he would go into business. At the time, he dismissed her comment, but later realized his knack for understanding markets, technology, and human behavior. This combination became his unique edge. Specific knowledge ties directly into the idea of leverage, which is a multiplier for your efforts. There are 3 types of leverage: labor, capital, and products with no marginal cost of replication. Labor involves having people work for you, but it comes with limitations and complexities. Capital allows you to scale decisions, but it often requires external approval. The most powerful form of leverage, according to Naval, is found in code and media. These are permissionless tools that allow anyone to create and scale value independently. Consider Joe Rogan, whose podcast empire generates immense income without a large team. Similarly, software developers can create programs that work for millions while they sleep. Naval emphasizes that this kind of leverage is the key to building wealth in the modern world. Ownership is another cornerstone of wealth. Without ownership, your earnings will always be tied to your time, limiting your financial potential. Even high-income professionals like lawyers and doctors are constrained unless they transition into roles that involve ownership, such as running a private practice or developing intellectual property. Naval illustrates this with the real estate industry. A laborer earns wages, a contractor takes on more responsibility for slightly higher pay, and a developer, who owns the project, reaps the largest rewards. Ownership allows you to capture the nonlinear benefits of leverage and scale. Judgment plays a crucial role in amplifying leverage. Good judgment enables you to make decisions that maximize your impact. This is a skill that can be developed through experience, reading, and learning from failures. Naval advises focusing on foundational skills like critical thinking and mental models. For example, understanding the principles of compounding, opportunity cost, and negotiation can significantly enhance your ability to make sound decisions. Naval's own success as an investor and entrepreneur is a testament to the value of judgment. He has cultivated a knack for identifying opportunities and applying leverage to create outsized returns. Long-term thinking is essential for compounding not only in wealth but also in relationships and knowledge. Naval explains that compounding is a powerful force that applies to all areas of life. Relationships built on trust and integrity, for example, grow stronger over time and yield significant benefits. Naval shares an example from his own career, where his long-standing collaboration with trusted partners has led to compounding opportunities and mutual success. This principle extends to learning as well. Consistent effort over time in mastering a skill or building knowledge results in exponential growth. Finding work that feels like play is another critical insight from Naval. When you align your work with your passions and innate talents, it becomes effortless and enjoyable. Authenticity is key to this process. Naval recounts how his love for learning and curiosity about technology naturally led him to venture investing. This alignment not only made his work enjoyable but also allowed him to excel and create significant value. He advises against chasing what is currently trendy, as this often leads to burnout and mediocre results. Instead, focus on what you genuinely enjoy and are uniquely suited to do. Patience is a recurring theme in Naval's philosophy. Building wealth is not a quick process. It requires consistent effort and a willingness to delay gratification. Naval emphasizes that there are no shortcuts or get-rich-quick schemes. True wealth comes from applying specific knowledge with leverage over a long period. He points out that even the most successful people, like Warren Buffett or Jeff Bezos, built their wealth through decades of focused effort and long-term thinking. Finally, Naval discusses the importance of prioritization and focus. In a world filled with distractions, the ability to say no becomes a superpower. Naval advises setting an aspirational hourly rate and ensuring that your time is spent on activities that align with your goals and values. For instance, if outsourcing a task costs less than your hourly rate, delegate it. Similarly, avoid activities that don't contribute to your long-term objectives. This disciplined approach to time management allows you to maximize your productivity and focus on what truly matters. By integrating these principles, specific knowledge, leverage, ownership, judgment, long-term thinking, authenticity, patience, and focus, anyone can begin the journey toward financial freedom. Naval Ravikant's insights are not just theoretical. They are drawn from his own experiences and serve as a practical guide for anyone looking to build wealth in a meaningful and sustainable way. Happiness, like wealth, is not something that is handed to us or that we stumble upon by chance. It is a skill that can be cultivated with deliberate practice. Naval Ravikant frames happiness as an internal state, independent of external circumstances. The journey to happiness begins with understanding that it is a choice, not a destination. Many people chase external markers of success, thinking they will bring happiness, but Naval explains that this pursuit often leads to dissatisfaction. True happiness requires a shift in mindset and habits. Naval emphasizes that happiness is learned. This idea challenges the common belief that happiness is tied to genetics or luck. Instead, it is a skill, much like playing an instrument or learning to code. Through consistent practice and self-awareness, you can train yourself to be happy. Naval shares his own journey, growing up as a poor immigrant in New York. Despite the challenges, he gradually discovered that happiness came from within and was not dependent on his circumstances. His story illustrates that happiness is accessible to anyone willing to put in the effort. Presence is a key component of happiness. Naval explains that our minds are often stuck in the past or the future, replaying regrets or worrying about what lies ahead. To be happy, we must learn to be fully present in the moment. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation, can help achieve this state of presence. Naval credits meditation as a transformative tool in his life, allowing him to quiet his mind and experience a deep sense of peace. He describes meditation as the art of doing nothing, where you sit quietly and let your thoughts come and go without judgment. This simple practice, when done consistently, rewires the brain and fosters a sense of contentment. Another barrier to happiness is the constant desire for more. Naval states that every desire is a chosen unhappiness. When you desire something, you create a gap between your current state and the imagined future where that desire is fulfilled. This gap generates dissatisfaction. By reducing unnecessary desires, you can close this gap and cultivate a sense of sufficiency. Naval suggests examining your desires and questioning whether they truly align with your values. For example, the desire for a luxury car might stem from a need to impress others rather than a genuine preference for the vehicle itself. Letting go of such superficial desires can bring clarity and peace. Success, Naval argues, does not guarantee happiness. Many successful people are deeply unhappy because they have tied their sense of self-worth to external achievements. Naval encourages separating your identity from your work and accomplishments. Happiness comes not from what you do but from how you perceive and experience life. He shares that even after achieving financial success, he had to unlearn certain habits and beliefs that were holding him back from true contentment. Envy is one of the most destructive emotions when it comes to happiness. Comparing yourself to others shifts your focus away from your own journey and creates unnecessary dissatisfaction. Naval advises practicing gratitude as an antidote to envy. By focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, you can cultivate a sense of abundance and appreciation. For instance, instead of envying someone else's career success, reflect on the opportunities and experiences that have shaped your own path. Happiness is also built through habits. Small, consistent actions have a compounding effect over time, similar to the compounding principles of wealth. Naval highlights the importance of incorporating habits that promote well-being, such as regular exercise, healthy eating, and quality sleep. These foundational habits not only improve physical health but also have a profound impact on mental and emotional well-being. For example, starting the day with a morning walk can boost your mood and set a positive tone for the rest of the day. Acceptance plays a significant role in achieving happiness. Naval explains that much of our unhappiness comes from resisting reality. When we fight against what is, we create unnecessary suffering. Acceptance does not mean resignation. Rather, it means acknowledging and embracing the present moment as it is. Naval shares a personal example of how accepting setbacks in his career allowed him to move forward with a sense of peace and clarity. By letting go of resistance, he was able to focus on what he could control and find solutions to the challenges he faced. Self-care is another essential element of happiness. Naval emphasizes the importance of choosing to care for yourself, both physically and mentally. This involves setting boundaries, saying no to things that drain your energy, and prioritizing activities that nourish your well-being. For instance, spending time in nature, pursuing hobbies, or connecting with loved ones can all contribute to a sense of happiness and fulfillment. Naval encourages treating yourself with the same kindness and compassion that you would offer to a close friend. Meditation and mental strength are powerful tools for building happiness. Naval describes meditation as the ultimate self-help practice, as it trains your mind to remain calm and focused amidst life's challenges. Mental strength, on the other hand, involves developing resilience and the ability to navigate difficult situations with grace. Together, these practices create a strong foundation for a happy and balanced life. Naval's own commitment to meditation has helped him cultivate a sense of inner peace and detachment from external outcomes. Growth and freedom are intertwined with happiness. Naval believes that personal growth is a lifelong journey, where you continually strive to become the best version of yourself. This involves learning new skills, exploring new perspectives, and stepping outside of your comfort zone. At the same time, freedom, both financial and personal, is essential for happiness. Freedom allows you to live on your own terms, pursue your passions, and align your actions with your values. Naval's philosophy centers on the idea that true happiness comes from a combination of inner peace, continuous growth, and the freedom to live authentically. In summary, happiness is not something that happens to you, it is something you create. By learning to be present, letting go of unnecessary desires, practicing gratitude, and building positive habits, you can cultivate a lasting sense of contentment. Naval Ravikant's insights provide a practical roadmap for achieving happiness, reminding us that it is a skill we can all develop with intention and practice. Philosophy forms the foundation of Naval Ravikant's approach to life, tying together his thoughts on wealth and happiness into a cohesive framework. Naval views philosophy not as an abstract intellectual exercise but as a practical tool to navigate life with clarity and purpose. His reflections invite us to examine the deeper questions of existence, our values, and how we choose to live. Naval's philosophy combines elements of rational Buddhism with timeless wisdom from both Eastern and Western traditions, emphasizing the importance of understanding the present, living by one's values, and finding meaning in the journey itself. Naval begins by addressing the question of life's meaning. He proposes that the meaning of life is highly individual and cannot be dictated by anyone else. For some, meaning may come from creating art, building businesses, or raising a family. For others, it may lie in serving a cause, exploring the natural world, or simply experiencing the richness of existence. Naval stresses that seeking external validation or adhering to societal norms often leads to a hollow sense of purpose. Instead, he encourages introspection to uncover what genuinely matters to you. By doing so, you can align your actions with your inner values, creating a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. Living by your values requires clarity and courage. Naval emphasizes that true freedom comes from internal alignment rather than external circumstances. For example, a person who values creativity may choose to leave a high-paying corporate job to pursue a career in writing, even if it comes with financial uncertainty. Naval himself embodies this principle. Despite achieving financial success, he has chosen a lifestyle that prioritizes peace, learning, and self-expression over material pursuits. His decision to step away from traditional metrics of success reflects his commitment to living a life true to his values. Rational Buddhism is a central theme in Naval's philosophy. He integrates Buddhist principles, such as mindfulness and the impermanence of all things, with a rational, science-based perspective. This blend allows him to approach life's challenges with equanimity and detachment. Naval explains that much of human suffering stems from clinging, whether to possessions, relationships, or ideas. By embracing impermanence, we can let go of attachments and experience a deeper sense of peace. For example, Naval recounts how learning to let go of rigid expectations in his career enabled him to adapt to change and seize new opportunities. The present moment, Naval argues, is all we truly have. While our minds often dwell on the past or project into the future, happiness and fulfillment are only accessible in the now. This insight underpins Naval's practice of mindfulness, where he consciously brings his attention to the present. He likens this practice to training a muscle. The more you engage in mindfulness, the stronger your ability to remain present becomes. Naval shares a practical example of how this principle plays out in daily life. When facing a difficult situation, instead of reacting impulsively or worrying about potential outcomes, he focuses on what he can control in the moment. This approach not only reduces stress but also enhances clarity and decision-making. Naval's reflections on freedom go beyond financial independence to encompass mental and emotional liberation. He believes that true freedom lies in detaching from societal expectations and crafting a life that resonates with your unique nature. For instance, Naval highlights the importance of choosing your obligations carefully. By saying no to commitments that don't align with your values, you create space for what truly matters. This form of intentional living fosters a sense of agency and empowerment. Another aspect of Naval's philosophy is the concept of compounding, which extends beyond wealth to include relationships, knowledge, and personal growth. Just as financial investments grow exponentially over time, so do the benefits of nurturing meaningful connections, continuously learning, and practicing self-discipline. Naval advises cultivating habits that align with your long-term goals, as small, consistent actions lead to significant transformations. For example, dedicating just 10 minutes a day to meditation can, over time, reshape your mental landscape and enhance your overall well-being. Naval's approach to philosophy also involves questioning assumptions and thinking from first principles. This method encourages stripping away preconceived notions to uncover the fundamental truths of any situation. Naval applies this mindset to various aspects of life, from decision-making to understanding human behavior. For instance, instead of following conventional wisdom about career paths, he advocates exploring your genuine interests and talents to create a unique niche. By challenging societal norms, Naval has carved out a path that aligns with his vision of a meaningful life. At its core, Naval's philosophy is about embracing simplicity. He believes that complexity often leads to confusion and dissatisfaction, while simplicity brings clarity and joy. This principle is evident in his approach to both work and personal life. Naval advocates focusing on fewer but more meaningful pursuits rather than spreading yourself thin. For example, instead of juggling multiple projects or social obligations, prioritize those that align with your values and bring you the most fulfillment. Simplifying your life in this way creates room for deeper engagement and satisfaction. Naval also touches on the idea of legacy and how it relates to living a meaningful life. While many people are preoccupied with leaving a mark on the world, Naval suggests that the pursuit of legacy can be another form of attachment. Instead, he encourages focusing on the present and making the most of your time here. By living authentically and contributing to the well-being of others, you naturally create a positive ripple effect that extends beyond your lifetime. Throughout his reflections, Naval emphasizes the importance of self-awareness as the foundation of a fulfilling life. By understanding your values, desires, and limitations, you can make choices that align with your true self. This process requires honesty and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths, but the rewards are profound. Naval's own journey of introspection has led him to a place of peace and contentment, and he invites others to embark on a similar path. In conclusion, Naval Ravikant's philosophy offers a roadmap for living a rich and meaningful life. By focusing on the present, embracing impermanence, and living by your values, you can navigate life's complexities with clarity and purpose. Naval's insights remind us that happiness and fulfillment are not found in external achievements, but in how we choose to experience and engage with the world. His philosophy, rooted in timeless principles and personal experience, serves as a guide for anyone seeking to align their actions with their deepest values and create a life of true freedom and joy. To tie together all of Naval Ravikant's insights into a cohesive narrative, it's essential to reflect on how his philosophy on wealth, happiness, and life interconnects. Naval's teachings are not isolated ideas. They are part of a unified framework designed to help individuals craft a meaningful, free, and fulfilling life. His focus on timeless principles, leveraging specific knowledge, cultivating presence, and aligning with values, creates a roadmap that can be applied universally, regardless of one's background or circumstances. One of the most compelling aspects of Naval's philosophy is how he dismantles common societal narratives and replaces them with actionable wisdom. Take, for example, the conventional idea that hard work alone leads to success. While hard work has its place, Naval shows that direction and leverage are far more important. Hard work in the wrong direction or without leverage often results in frustration and burnout. By identifying your unique strengths and applying them effectively, you can achieve exponential results without succumbing to the endless grind. This is not to dismiss effort but to emphasize the importance of channeling it wisely. Similarly, Naval's approach to happiness challenges the idea that external accomplishments or material possessions are the key to contentment. He observes that many people spend their lives chasing these goals, only to find that the satisfaction they bring is fleeting. Naval himself experienced this after achieving financial success, realizing that happiness was not something he could buy or achieve externally. Instead, it required an internal transformation, a shift in mindset, habits, and priorities. His reflections invite us to question our own pursuits and consider whether they align with our values and genuine sources of joy. The integration of wealth and happiness is another hallmark of Naval's teachings. He does not view these as separate or conflicting goals but as complementary parts of a balanced life. Wealth provides freedom, which is a critical component of happiness. At the same time, true happiness enables you to approach wealth creation with clarity and purpose, free from the distortions of envy, fear, or ego. This synergy between wealth and happiness allows for a life that is both productive and deeply fulfilling. Naval's emphasis on long-term thinking is a recurring theme that ties into both wealth and happiness. In wealth creation, long-term thinking allows you to harness the power of compounding, whether in investments, relationships, or skill development. In happiness, it encourages patience and the cultivation of habits that lead to lasting well-being. Naval often compares short-term gratification to junk food. It may provide a quick burst of pleasure, but it ultimately leaves you unsatisfied. Long-term thinking, by contrast, is like planting seeds that grow into a thriving garden over time. Another powerful aspect of Naval's philosophy is his focus on simplicity. Complexity, he argues, often leads to unnecessary stress and confusion. By simplifying your goals, processes, and lifestyle, you can create more space for what truly matters. This principle applies to everything from business to personal relationships. In business, focusing on a single idea or product with high potential is often more effective than juggling multiple ventures. In personal life, prioritizing deep, meaningful relationships over a large social circle fosters a greater sense of connection and fulfillment. Naval's insights also highlight the importance of self-awareness. Understanding yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, desires, and values, is the foundation for making wise decisions and living authentically. Naval's own journey of introspection has shaped his approach to life, from his professional choices to his personal practices. He encourages others to embark on a similar journey, using tools like meditation, journaling, and honest self-reflection to gain clarity and direction. One of the most empowering aspects of Naval's philosophy is his belief in the power of the individual. He emphasizes that everyone has the potential to create a life of freedom and happiness, provided they are willing to take responsibility for their choices. This involves stepping out of societal molds, embracing your unique path, and being accountable for your successes and failures. Naval's message is clear: the tools for wealth and happiness are within your reach, but it's up to you to use them. Freedom, both financial and personal, is a central theme in Naval's teachings. Financial freedom allows you to make choices based on your values rather than necessity, while personal freedom enables you to live authentically and on your own terms. Naval describes freedom as the ultimate goal, the point at which you are no longer bound by obligations that do not serve you. Achieving this level of freedom requires discipline, focus, and a willingness to say no to distractions and obligations that conflict with your priorities. In the context of relationships, Naval emphasizes quality over quantity. Deep, trust-based relationships provide a source of support and joy that cannot be replicated by a large but superficial social network. Naval's own partnerships, built on mutual respect and shared values, have been instrumental in his success and happiness. He encourages others to invest in relationships that align with their values and bring out the best in them, while letting go of those that drain their energy or create unnecessary conflict. Naval's philosophy also extends to the idea of legacy. While many people strive to leave a lasting mark on the world, Naval suggests that focusing on the present and living authentically is a more meaningful approach. Legacy, he argues, is often a byproduct of living a life aligned with your values and making a positive impact on those around you. By contributing to the well-being of others and creating value in your unique way, you naturally leave a legacy without becoming consumed by the need for recognition. Throughout his teachings, Naval underscores the importance of gratitude and perspective. By focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, you cultivate a sense of abundance and contentment. Naval often reflects on the privileges of modern life: access to technology, knowledge, and opportunities that were unimaginable just a few generations ago. This perspective helps ground his philosophy in a sense of wonder and appreciation for the world we live in. In essence, Naval Ravikant's philosophy is about reclaiming agency over your life. By understanding the principles of wealth creation, cultivating happiness as a skill, and living according to your values, you can create a life that is not only successful but deeply fulfilling. His teachings serve as a reminder that the tools for a rich and meaningful life are already within us. It is up to us to use them with intention and purpose. Naval Ravikant's recommendations in the Almanack of Naval Ravikant serve as a curated list of resources and ideas that have shaped his thinking. His suggestions span books, philosophies, and practices that have influenced his approach to wealth, happiness, and life. Here's a detailed summary of Naval's recommendations, presented in a way that will resonate with listeners who want to understand and apply his wisdom. Naval often speaks about the transformative power of reading. He views books as condensed packets of human knowledge, offering the best ideas of their authors in an easily accessible form. Among his top recommendations are timeless classics that span a variety of fields, including philosophy, science, economics, and self-improvement. For instance, Naval frequently cites Meditations by Marcus Aurelius as a foundational text for understanding Stoic philosophy. This book, written by the Roman emperor as a personal guide to living a virtuous and resilient life, provides insights on how to maintain composure and clarity in the face of challenges. Another cornerstone of Naval's library is *Sapiens: A Brief History of Humankind* by Yuval Noah Harari. This book explores the history and evolution of humanity, offering perspective on how we arrived at our current state of society. Naval appreciates its broad sweep of history and its ability to challenge readers to think about the world in a new way. Similarly, *The Beginning of Infinity* by David Deutsch is one of Naval's favorite books for its deep exploration of knowledge, progress, and the infinite potential of human creativity. Deutsch's work resonates with Naval's belief in the power of innovation and the pursuit of truth. Naval also recommends books that focus on mental models and decision-making. Per Charlie's Almanack by Charlie Munger is a must-read in this category. Munger, Warren Buffett's business partner, emphasizes the importance of understanding multidisciplinary frameworks to make better decisions. Naval aligns with this approach, frequently referencing mental models as tools for navigating complex situations. In the realm of science and mathematics, Naval praises Gott L. Escher Bach by Douglas Hofstadter for its intricate exploration of patterns and systems. This book, which delves into the connections between mathematics, art, and music, aligns with Naval's appreciation for interdisciplinary thinking. Similarly, Richard Feynman's works, such as *Surely You're Joking, Mr. Feynman!*, inspire Naval's curiosity about the natural world and the joy of lifelong learning. Naval's recommendations extend beyond books to include practices and philosophies. Meditation, for example, is a central practice in Naval's life, and he encourages others to explore mindfulness through resources like Sam Harris's Waking Up app or books on meditation and mindfulness. Naval believes that meditation is not just a stress relief technique but a way to train the mind and cultivate clarity, presence, and inner peace. Naval's advice often includes adopting a minimalist approach to life. He suggests reflecting on what truly adds value and meaning to your existence, and eliminating unnecessary clutter. This philosophy is inspired by both Stoicism and Eastern traditions, which advocate for simplicity and focus. When it comes to cultivating happiness, Naval emphasizes gratitude and perspective. He recommends practices like journaling or keeping a gratitude list to shift focus from what is lacking to what is abundant in your life. By regularly practicing gratitude, you can rewire your mind to notice and appreciate the positives around you, a habit that Naval finds deeply enriching. Naval also values podcasts and online resources that offer concentrated wisdom. Tim Ferriss's podcast and Joe Rogan's episodes with thought leaders often appear in his recommendations, as they provide long-form, in-depth discussions on topics ranging from science to philosophy to personal development. In essence, Naval's recommendations are not just about consuming information, they are about integrating ideas into your life to build knowledge, perspective, and clarity. His curated list reflects his own intellectual journey, offering listeners and readers a pathway to explore the principles that have guided his success and fulfillment. These resources are tools for anyone seeking to create a life of wealth, happiness, and freedom. Naval Ravikant's wisdom offers a blueprint for achieving wealth, happiness, and freedom through deliberate effort and self-awareness. His philosophy intertwines timeless principles with modern tools, emphasizing that both wealth and happiness are skills that can be cultivated rather than outcomes of chance or privilege. At its core, his approach is about taking ownership of your life, financially, emotionally, and mentally, to align your actions with your values and aspirations. Naval redefines wealth as the creation of assets that work for you, such as businesses, investments, and intellectual property. He highlights that hard work is necessary but insufficient without the right direction and leverage. The key lies in discovering your specific knowledge, unique skills and traits that feel like play to you but create value for others, and applying them effectively through scalable tools like media and technology. Wealth is not about accumulating money for its own sake but about gaining the freedom to live life on your terms. Happiness, for Naval, is an internal state cultivated through practices like mindfulness, gratitude, and reducing unnecessary desires. He reframes happiness as a skill that requires intentional effort, not a fleeting emotion tied to external achievements. By focusing on presence, accepting the impermanence of life, and aligning with your intrinsic values, you can find peace and contentment regardless of circumstances. Philosophy serves as the foundation of Naval's teachings, offering clarity and direction in navigating life's complexities. Drawing from Stoicism, rational Buddhism, and modern science, he emphasizes the importance of living in alignment with your values, embracing simplicity, and cultivating self-awareness. Naval's reflections remind us that the present moment is all we truly have and that fulfillment comes not from chasing external markers of success, but from finding meaning and joy in the process of creation and self-discovery. Through his teachings, Naval empowers us to reclaim agency over our lives. His principles are not prescriptive but adaptable, inviting us to craft our unique paths toward wealth and happiness. Whether it's leveraging your skills, investing in meaningful relationships, or finding peace in the present, his insights serve as a guide for living a rich and fulfilling life. Ultimately, Naval Ravikant's philosophy is a call to action to live intentionally, align with your true self, and embrace the journey. By applying his principles, you can create a life of freedom, purpose, and lasting joy. Thank you for watching. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into self-help books and timeless wisdom. Share your thoughts in the comments. What resonated with you the most? Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Until next time, remember, the journey to wealth and happiness starts with small, intentional steps. Keep learning, keep growing, and take care.